everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be having an unboxing day of a new product from Eonon, or Eonon, depending on how you want to say it. Yes, the people who make radios for our cars have also branched out to do a brand new product which they've sent us to review, which is what I'm going to do. But first we're going to unbox it and see what the hell it is. So let's get on with it. Okay, so this is it. What is it, you might ask? Well, it's a jet wash, of all things. Now, quite a bit different from a radio, isn't it? So, let's get it open and discuss. It looks compact, that's for sure. I shall have a description. Sorry, I shall have a link in the description of where you can get it from and so on. So this looks to be part of the European plug there, converter, some sort of spring thing, don't know what that is yet, and some screws. Obviously it's the manual. Next we have a hose. No idea what that's for just yet. Obviously we've got some building to do. What else we got? We've got, okay, these are like filters, hose attachment, hose filter. These look like legs or clamps for something. We've obviously got to attach these to the actual jet wash itself. The handle, again we'll have to attach. Nothing on with a bit of building. That's the lance trigger. That looks quite substantial, that. Okay, that's the release for the actual hose. And there's a lock on the trigger. Not quite sure what that's about. We'll figure that out when we get the manual open. There's the second part of the lance. And that's an adjuster for soft and hard. Oh, we can adjust the spray as well. Well, that's quite handy. Okay, so far so good. Here's the actual hose for it. And then here is the actual jet wash. Okay. What a funky little unit. Digging the colour. Now what's interesting about the colour of this one, and it's just pure coincidence that my RAC one that I use, which I'll show you later on in the video, would have been this colour to begin with. It's sort of black and orange because it's RAC. And interestingly, it's got what could be described as the B&Q colours. But yeah, so here we are. So that's the release for the actual hose itself. Here we have the connector for your hose. Just screw that on, pump it on, jobs are good. I'll be connecting for your high pressure hose, on and off switch. Feels quite nice, doesn't feel cheap and nasty. That's quite good. What have we got around the back? Just general information. It's an 800 watt machine. What else have we got? We've got a flow rate of what looks like 6.0 litres and a max flow rate of 7.0 litres. And we've got a inlet water pressure of 1.2 MP. I will actually check this against my RAC one to see if there's much difference. I mean, my RAC one is massive. It's like this tall. So it's a lot bigger than this machine. So I'm not expecting this to, you know, be like a heavy performer, but you never know. Big things do normally come in small packages, so every time is worth a go, isn't it? So we're going to give it a test. We're going to put it together, test it out. We'll test it out against my RAC one, which is a bit old in the tooth now, but it's still a good old jet wash. And we'll see about how we can sort out attachments, because obviously this is a car channel, so we're going to want to be wondering whether we can attach things like snow foam bottles and stuff like that to it, onto the actual trigger itself. Now I've got on the RAC one, we have a lot of Karcher stuff, because the Karcher hoses and stuff fit on it, so I did convert it for that. But it'll be interesting to see if any of it fits onto this as well, because obviously you lot will want to know if you can fix an actual snow foam bottle to it, and that way you can buy it for your car, because it's relatively quite cheap, to be honest. And if it performs well, then it's another Eonon bargain, isn't it? Eonon, or whatever you call it. So yeah, let's get building it, and then we'll get testing it. Okay people, so first things first, we'll stick the handle on. You get 4 screws, 2 of which are for these, and they basically just slot into here, nothing major, just slot into place. Grab yourself a Phillips screwdriver, screw them in into the back here. This is not rocket science, so we should all be able to do this quite easily. You'll see when you tighten it up, it'll start to pull the handle in a bit. There we go. Don't over tighten them, because it is plastic. There we go. Nice and solid. It's a fairly light unit, so don't worry about it too much. Next we have another bracket. And I'm going to assume that this is it. Yep, it seems to be. There is no fastener for that one. It just clips on like so. This one on the other hand has 2 screws. So with this one, wherever it goes, let's have a look. Yep, we've got another one on this side. So I'm going to assume it fits here somewhere. Although I'm not seeing any. Ah, right, okay. So it goes on the back, just like that. So again, 2 screws. I'm not editing this, I just want you to see how it is from the get-go, so you can see that I'm just figuring it out as we go, just to see just how easy it is to put together. And as you can see, it's very easy, nothing too complex. But now that you've seen me do it, you'll just know how to go straight to it and get it done. Again, don't over tighten these. It's quite tight enough. Don't know what that. Oh, here we go. So we got another clip on, and this will be for all your hoses and stuff like that. So it literally just clips on. Push it till it clicks. Same with the other side. And basically, we're good to go. So let's see how they fit on. So obviously you've got, this side is for your cable, like so. Keep everything nice and neat and tidy. And then this side will be for your lance and your hoses. And we're just going to check the manual, which is here, showing you all of what to do. So let's get busy. Obviously these just clip in like so, but no idea how this one's supposed to attach. There's no instruction whatsoever that I can see. On the back of your instructions you also get this little pin, and what it's for is cleaning your lance hose. So when you look into the bowels of the beast here, you'll see a little pinhole, and that just clears it out if you get any blockages. So make sure you keep hold of that, it's essential. We have the input filter, which will obviously go where your hose is going to go, because that's your hose connector. The little rubber's in there for the seal. Just basically turn it up. Just hand tighten. Once you've got water through, if you've got a bit of a leak going on, just tighten it up a bit more. Don't go mad with a wrench or anything, just make it hand tight. Don't need to go mental. We also have this and this. So these extra bits are for if you've not got a hose pipe, yeah, with a direct feed with water, you just basically fill your bucket up, put your end on, plug it in there like so, put that in, put the other end onto that and stick this in your bucket, and then you've got a filter for your water, and you can go anywhere then. Do you know what I mean? Your hose doesn't need to be long enough. So that's quite genius. You don't normally get that with jet washers. I certainly didn't get it with any of my two that I've had. So yeah, that's a bit nice. Nice little touch. Okay, the picture is a little bit misleading because it shows the gun and an extension plus the actual end. But what it actually means is once you put the extension on the gun, you can hold it, and you obviously must be able to get different attachments at some point, of which they've not released. So that's that. Okay, so it's all together. Nice little neat package. Here we go. On and off. Boom, boom. Let's get the hose hooked up. The actual fitting of the actual hose is very easy. Basically just clip and go. Okay, so this is the hose that we hook up to the lance and the actual machine. Again, no rocket science. You literally just clip it in. That's it, it's done. If you want to release it, got a little button here, just pull it, out she comes. Dead easy. Same with the trigger. Trigger's exactly the same. Grab it, push it in till it clicks, bang tidy. If you want to release, just press it in, pull it out, lash it back on, wrap her up, good to go. I think it's a nice little package. Should we see if it works? Let's go. Okay, so we've hooked the hose up, and I'm just going to bleed the system at the minute, so I'm not going to turn it on or plug her in or anything. Just undo this bloody spaghetti. Oh, they're always a pain, these high pressure hoses when you first get them. They just seem to stay coiled for quite some time. Once we've got this awkward rubbish out of the way, we will try and purge the actual lance line and the actual system itself before we turn it on. So you could hear the air that's coming out of it, but for some reason it wouldn't let the actual water through. Not too sure why. My RAC does it. You can, the actual flow of the hose pipe itself just comes through. But obviously, once the air had stopped, we were done. So, time to plug her in. Here we go. Nice long lead on it. Always a plus. Not too sure how long the actual high pressure hose is, but it's long enough. But obviously, I've got an extended hose on my RAC one, so it's a bit longer. So we're just letting the water flow through. As you can see from the kickback, you can see it kicking back on the actual trigger itself. At this point I was like, God, this is actually quite powerful. So this is how you adjust the actual spray pattern. So obviously it comes out like a jet, and then you just twist the end to get the width that you want. The grey one alters how much pressure you want coming through the actual hole, the actual lance. So you can have it soft or full power. So we're obviously going to go for full power here. Again, having trouble with this bloody hose. Right, okay. Let's give these dirty wheels a little go. There's no soap, no nothing. This is just see what we can get off with the actual pressure of the unit. And so far it's really good. I was really impressed with the pressure of the actual washer. It's quite high, and I think because of the size of the unit, I wasn't expecting much, to be honest. I was expecting it to be either the same or a bit weaker than my RAC unit. So I thought, right, time for a bit of patio testing. Blow off some moss and do the moss test. So as you can see, dealing with that quite nicely. Not really an issue. You can have a play with the actual lance itself just to get a better spray pattern. I thought I'll do the little drawer one so you can see. There you go. And then obviously this lance, you can twist it as I'm doing here to change the pattern angle. So I'll make it wide, and you can see I can just twist it round. Whee! So that's quite handy. I've never had a lance that's done that before. And for some reason it didn't want to get it off any better, so I had to keep because I adjusted the end, I think, the actual the width part of it, and it wasn't doing it. So time for a test over. So plugging my RAC one in with my Karcher attachments, and we've got a little surprise in the vid a little bit later on to do with Karcher. So this is the Karcher one that I use, and instantly it just didn't feel as powerful, but we'll give it the El Patio test, and as you can see, it's whizzing all of the moss off quite well. But I do think this is down to the design of the Karcher lance itself. So time to just switch the water over to the new Eonon unit. As you can see, I've got good hose pressure. I'm struggling to get that on, and then we're going to try again with the new one. Make sure we've got good water hose. Oh, got to turn it on, that would help. Here we go. As you can see, it's just as good, but for me, the Karcher lance is just slightly better in terms of its spray pattern and how it delivers it. I have no idea how it should be any different, but it does. I mean, obviously this gets it off, and you can fine tune it. I was just, stuck it on a setting, off we go. But you can see the difference, and that's just purely because of the lance. At this point, I decided, do you know what? Let's see if the Karcher high pressure hose fits in the new Eonon unit. Because if it does, then I can use the Karcher hoses and lances and the attachments I have for that. So I don't need to go and buy new attachments. And then I just push, clicked. I was like, that fitted quite well. So turn the water back on. Turn the unit on. it was struggling to get the water in at the moment. So as soon as I pressed the trigger, there was no leaks at this point though. So it was just a case of just waiting a second just so it could draw the water through. It was struggling to get the water through the pipe because I turned it off. So once we come back on, we had full pressure. Come on, you can do it. Here we go. Right, so we're at full pressure again. I'll just move this hose out of the way, hang on. Right, now watch. For me, and I don't know about you, but this is a lot quicker. I'm able to blast this off far quicker. So the unit works really well with the Karcher hose and the Karcher actual lance. So once I discovered this, I was like, oh my god, people are going to love this. It's a cheap unit. I think it's going for about £105 on the actual website at the moment. It has 140 bar of pressure. And if you own a K2 or a K5 Karcher and it's on its last legs, you just plug the hose in. Just plug the high pressure hose in of the Karcher, and you can use your Karcher lances with all its attachments. So I'm just trying out my snow foam, which again is from my Karcher, and that's blowing a lot better than it was on the RAC one. If anyone's interested in the snow foam I'm using the Built Hamber, which is a British snow foam chemical car company. I recommend this stuff to the hilt. You don't really need much of it. I normally put about quarter of an inch of actual snow foam solution in the actual snow foam itself, and fill it up to the top, and just, here we go, just do this. But this stuff is amazing. It's the best best snow foam cleaner I've ever purchased, and to boot, it's the cheapest. I think it's about £19, £20 for 5 litres. Well, I think it's 5 litres or 4 litres, can't remember. But you hardly use any, so it lasts for ages as well. But you basically just spray it on. You can't see it on the camera because the car's white and it causes issues. It was a bit dirty, but you just spray it on like you do with normal snow foam. Leave it on for a bit, 5 minutes say, provided you're not in direct sunlight, of course, because that's just stupid. And then you just high pressure wash it off and just watch most of the dirt film from the road just flies off your car, and then that's it. So let's get rinsing. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the power of this thing. I just wasn't expecting it to be this powerful. I had low expectations, to be honest. I thought, oh, okay, they've sent me a jet wash. It's their first ever jet wash. What's it going to be like? And I can't believe how good it is. I really can't believe how good it is. And for the price, £105 it is at the minute. £105. Unbelievable. So, yeah. I'll be definitely recommending this to my fellow friends. Okay, so that comes to the end of the video. And what do you think? I think it's a boss little thing. And it's dead cheap. It's £105. Basically. £105. I think it's going for at the minute on the website of Eonon. I'll never get that name right, I don't think. I've got to hear someone saying it properly before I get the hang of saying it. But I thought I'd wear the hat because, you know, they did send it us after all. I really do like it. It's much more powerful than my big RAC one. The specs are slightly different, obviously. My RAC one only seems to be 120 bar. And this little thing's 140 bar. There's a different flow rate difference, as you can see in the pictures. but you can't tell when you pull the lance trigger. There's a proper force back with the Eonon unit, whereas there's a little bit of kickback with the RSC, but not much. It seems a bit weak, although I think that the actual Karcher lance is a lot better in terms of how the end's designed, and how it cuts through stuff. The Eonon lance itself, really good quality, feels nice in the hand. The trigger doesn't feel cheap at all. The adjustability of the nozzle is really impressive. I'm not sure what the fittings are like for things like a snow foam bottle. It looks like one of those sort of Bosch jetwash attachments. So, or is it Nisflick or something? I can't remember what the other name of the other jet washers are. And they have a slightly different fitting, but I think it's one of them. I think it can fit one of them. I can't confirm it though because I haven't got one. But for sure, as you can see, using the Karcher high pressure hose just fits straight in. There was no leaking, nothing, just worked. So if you've got a Karcher that's on the last legs, like a K2 forever or whatever, which is what that hose has come off, it's come off a K2. But I think they're all the same for the K4s and the K5s. If you've got one, just unplug it, plug that hose in instead, that high pressure hose, and you're good to go. You can carry on using all your usual attachments that you've got, and it'll work a treat. So yeah, that's going to conclude the end of the video. A link for this particular thing is in the description. Go and have a look if you want it. I'm not getting anything from it. It's not an affiliated link or anything. It's just go onto their website and go and order one. Thanks for bobbing in. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you liked the video. Big thank you to all my existing subscribers, and if you're new to joining us, then welcome aboard. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.